Shell fighting. In addition to the observations on general aggressive behavior, some quantitative data were gathered concerning shell fighting behavior. This phenomenon was described above under the various species as observed in both natural and artificial shells. The relatively few interactions recorded for species other than Clibinarius tricolor will not be considered here. Fights were observed at various times both in 1962 and 1963. When possible, the fighting individuals were removed after they had completed their interaction, and they were measured, sexed, and usually their exoskeleton condition was judged. The latter data was not systematically checked in early observations, but in the majority of the interactions recorded, the exoskeletons were checked to see if one of the individuals had shed recently. The size relationships between interacting individuals of Clibinarius tricolor is shown in Figure 36. Of the 66 fights represented, 30 were successful. Attacking individual did extract the defending individual, and 36 were unsuccessful. Attacking individual did not extract defending crab, gave up, and moved away from the defending crab. Among the successful fights, the winner was smaller than the loser in only 5. One of these was a very early measurement of 1962. The winner was 0.5 millimeters smaller, and may not be very accurate, since a simple straight rule was then employed instead of the calipers used in the great majority of the measurements. Also, the shell condition of the loser was not determined in this case. In the other 4 cases, the loser was just 0.1 millimeter larger than the winner. In addition, 3 of these involved losers that had recently shed. Thus, there was just one clear case out of 30 in which a smaller crab extracted a larger normal individual. In the 30 successful fights, the winner averaged 0.45 millimeter larger than the loser. The greatest size difference in any case was 1.6 millimeters. Of the 36 unsuccessful fights, the attacking individual was larger in 22 cases, greatest difference 1 millimeter, and smaller in 14 cases, greatest difference 0.7 millimeter. The attacker averaged 0.1 millimeter larger. Of the 54 fights in which care was taken to check exoskeleton conditions, the defending individual was soft, had shed recently in 12. A sample of 50 individuals of Clibinarius tricolor, chosen at random from a storage tank, contained 3 soft individuals. A 2x2 contingency test of these data gave a chi-square value of 5.56, p less than 0.02. Thus, individuals that have recently shed are more subject to attack. Moreover, soft individuals tend to lose to smaller individuals than normal crabs. A t-test value of 5.88, p less than 0.001, was obtained by comparing the means of the size differences in successful fights. Average difference in cephalothorax length equals 0.04 millimeters when the defending crab was soft, 0.55 millimeters when normal. Thus, a crab which has recently molted is more likely to be attacked and much more likely to lose when attacked. The sex of the interacting individuals appears to be only of minor importance. In cases in which the attacking individual was female and the defending was a male, the average size difference were 0.25 and 0.13 millimeter for the successful and unsuccessful fights, respectively. When the attacker was male and defender was female, the averages were 0.72 and 0.02 millimeters. It would appear that a male must be larger than a female to win, or defend successfully, in a shell fight. Comparing the mean size differences of the 2 classes of heterosexual interactions, a t-test value of 2.15 0.1 greater than p greater than 0.05 was obtained. This indicated that although males that had won over females were on the average larger than females that had won over males, the standard deviations were such that the means are not statistically different. However, the t-test value is very close to a p equals 0.05 level, indicating a slight but not significant difference, i.e. females almost have an advantage in shell fights over males of the same size. The same situation may be true in the interactions of Calcinus levimanus, Rees, 1962b.